Okay, so let's get started on problem 8A-4, the problem about the form 941. So it says the following is the monthly payroll for the last 3 months of the year for a Hinson Sporting Goods shop. And it tells you their address in case you had to actually fill out the form 941. The shop is a sole proprietorship owned and operated by Bill Hinson. The EIN is blah, blah, blah. Okay, so here we go. Open up this. Now notice we got October, November, and then December. So we're going to be recording the pay for these 3 months. So again, these people are paid only monthly. So it says the employees at Hinson's are paid once each month on the last day of the month. Pam Adams is the only employee who has contributed the maximum to Social Security. So the authors of this problem are nice to you. They're letting you know, they're giving you a warning that look down here at year-to-date earnings. Remember, my tip says that year-to-date earnings equals this pay period's pay plus the previous pay. So if you took 98,880 and added 4250, you get 103,130. So the authors are reminding you that when we get down here to the third month, December, we have to make sure how much of this pay, her gross pay, 4250, is actually under the 102,000. But we don't have to worry about that for now. Okay. None of the other employees will reach the Social Security wage base limit by the end of the year. Well, duh, we can tell that because look, neither of these other two people are even close to 102,000. So I'm not sure why they're telling you this unless they unless the authors thought you were just going to completely forget about it. It says assume that the rate for Social Security is the normal 6.2%. The wage base is 102,000, which of course means only the first 102,000 in a calendar year per employee is taxable. And the rate for Medicare is 1.45% on all earnings. Hinson is classified as a monthly depositor of Form 941. We don't have to memorize when to pay because the problem will actually tell us when we need to pay. So we are going to do the first transaction. I'm going to get rid of my instructor tip. If you need to find the instructor tip again, you just click on question help, view instructor tip. So what we're going to do is says journalize the entries to record the employer's payroll tax expense. So we're just doing the employer. So remember, the PowerPoint for the employer portion looks like this. We're going to have payroll tax expense, and then we're going to have OSTI and Medicare. And then usually we have FUTA and SUTA, but this problem is just ignoring that because we just want to focus on Form 941. So we're going to need to debit a payroll tax expense and then calculate the employer portion of OSTI and Medicare. So payroll tax expense. Don't use payroll expense, it's payroll tax expense. And then we're going to have OSTI payable, Medicare payable. So notice this is for the first month, October 31st. So let's do October 31st. Let's calculate how much is taxable. So look at their year-to-date earnings. So we're going to do OSTI first. So now here we calculated the employees' OSTI separately. So when we do the employers, it should be close to this, okay? So we have to calculate, well, how much of this pay period's earnings, which is right here, remember they're only paid once a month, is taxable for OSTI? Well, is anyone going to be over the limit? Nope. The only one close is Pam, but she's not over. So all of this, 10,140, is taxable. And if you're looking at my Excel spreadsheet, here's a solution. I tell you how I calculated it. So the OSTI, this OSTI payable right here, here's the OSTI calculation. It's 10,140, which is the same month from the table, or the same amount from the table, times 6.2% gives us 628.68. So it does happen to be the exact same as this number. So I'm going to copy that number, paste it here since it's a payable. Okay, now let's do Medicare. And then, so here's the gross, total gross. Remember, for the employer, we take the total taxable. And for Medicare, everything's taxable. So we take 10,140 times 1.45%, and it should give us something close to this. So looking at my solution, where I lay out the Medicare deduction or calculation, we get 10,140 times 1.45% gives us 147.03. So it's close to the 147.04, but not exact. So we're going to put in 147.03. And then, of course, this is just going to be adding those other two numbers up, 775.71. And then don't forget to hit continue down here. And then we're going to do the same process for November, which I will do in a separate video.